Namaskar and welcome to this show, Sattology Debunking Mythology. We have a very great guest with us. You loved the live show last Friday, and we covered one aspect of why the lion symbol is on American Indian passports. And today we are going to continue excavating more such sites, especially Vaishali in Bihar. So, without delay, let us welcome Padmashree K K Muhammed. Padmashree is the highest, one of the highest civilian awards of India. So let us welcome him. So, namaskar and welcome KK Mohammed ji, formally.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last time we had spoken about Vaishali, how Vaishali was seen by the earlier explorers,
Right.
and then they, on the basis of the description given by Fahian and Huangshan, the site was almost located, and the excavation started by the Archaeological Survey of India.
Right.
And each place was, for example, the great pillar was already standing, Ashokan pillar was standing.
Yeah.
Then the stupa, which was built by Ashoka, that was excavated. Over that, there was a house also. And after that, there were many votive stupas, small stupas, that was also excavated. Kudakar Shala, the place where Buddha used to live, stay, that was excavated.
Mm.
Then we excavated a small pond where Buddha and other people they used to take their bath. And finally, this one, that is the First Lady's Monastery with an attached latrine going back to 4th, 5th century BC, that was also excavated.
So I have one question from you.
Yeah.
One question I have
Yes, yes.
is the in the text in the Vedic text is written Kikateshu. Is Kikat Desh is Magad or Bihar the area?
Yes, yes, that is the this Bihar area, Magadh.
Okay.
Magadh means was on the other side of the Ganges.
Mm.
And
Kikateshu.
this one, yeah, Kikadeshu, and this is on this Vaishali is on the other side. So
Okay.
these are the two sides, but Magadh was the most important thing.
Uh huh. Okay.
And people were known as Lichavis,
Mm-hmm.
where Mahatma Buddha was, that was the Karma Bhumi of Mahatma Buddha, but the birthplace of Mahavir Jain also. So that is the most important part of it. It was the birthplace of Mahavir Jain.
Uh, okay.
And now Buddha is almost 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Only within a month, he felt that, he had a premonition that he is going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So there were many academic institutions also in Vaishali. So in one of the institution, which the name of which is Chapal Chaitya.
Mm-hmm.
In Chapal Chaitya, he made a stunning declaration about the impending death of Lord Buddha. His own death.
Uh-huh.
He said that within 3 months, I am going to pass away, I am going to die. So naturally, the people who were all so much attached with him,
Exactly.
they were worried. They were worried. They said, no, you are God. You have neither birth nor death. You will never die. That is what they said. But he said, no, I am an ordinary mortal. I have come to this world to guide you, and I have already guided, and my mission is almost ending, and within few days I am going to die, and I am on my path. On my path to my death station. That is what he said. So again, people they were highly charged, and Buddha was now proceeding towards Kesariya. Kesariya is on the way to Kushinagar. It is at Kushinagar he passed away. So Kesaria falls on the way to Kushinagar. So when he started moving from Vaishali, he ceremoniously he turned back and looked at Vaishali, and then he recited Idam Pachimagam Ananda Vaishali Dishanam Bhavishyati. Ananda was his close follower. Oh Ananda, hereafter I will never turn towards Vaishali. So that was again a kind of announcement that he will never come back again to Vaishali, and he's on the path to death. So naturally, his followers, the people also, they followed him. He told them, instructed them not to follow him. But for the first time, they would never listen to, they are not going to listen to Lord Buddha. At a respectable distance, they also started walking along with him. He could not stop them. But after 50, the present day 50 kilometers, he reached the place known as Kesaria. So there he again stood back and then said, and then he extended his begging bowl to the people of Vaishali and told them, you take it back, and here afterwards you will not come along with me. So that was a stern warning also, and a request also at the same time for the people that they should go back now. So where that this one that begging bowl was received, there the people, the local people, and his followers also, they made a small stupa, a very small stupa, and the initial stupas were mostly made of mud only, not of bricks, and especially from 5th, 4th, 3rd century BC, it was made of mud only. And then when it came, when it reached the period of Ashoka, he converted them into a brick stupa. So initially a mud stupa, but then during the period of Ashoka, Ashoka means 3rd century BC, it was converted into a brick stupa. And then during the Sunga and Kushan period, Sunga means again 2nd century BC, Kushan means 1st century AD, and then during the Gupta period, Gupta means right from 4th century AD onwards, it was gradually enlarged. So we have the mud stupa first, that was during the this one Buddha's period. Then Mauryan period, that is Ashokan period, it was converted into a brick stupa. Gradually it was enlarged in Sunga, Kushana, and then a huge stupa was built during the Gupta period. So now it has become a terrace stupa. Earlier it was a circular stupa, but now it has gradually become a terrace stupa. So that is how the evolution of stupa starts. And then what we are going to do is, in 12th century AD, of course, Bakhtiyar Khilji destroyed most of the Buddhist institution. There were none to support Buddhism afterwards. And all these stupas, all the educational institutions also, they started dying out. And this Kesaria stupa also, it was completely forgotten by people, but it was a huge stupa. Because of that, it was visible from all the places. And then in 1934, there was a huge earthquake. So in that huge earthquake, the domical portion also fell down.
Mm-hmm.
And then trees grew over that one, and it was completely forgotten. And now, during the period of this one, that is Alexander Cunningham, he Again, on the basis of Fakian and Huangsang, he identified it. He made some excavations also, but he did not. I mean, again, because this excavation was during 1890. This one 1861, 62. Then again, people forgot about it. So when I joined in Bihar, I again went and explored the place, and I decided that this is a very huge stupa, which was an inspiration for the great stupa at Barabadur in Java. So it should be excavated. So now let us go into, let's go into the PPT and see how did I see that place
Mhm.
when I went for the exploration first. Next, please. Next, please. These are all earlier with this one. Yes. So when I went, I saw just before this one. I no, yes, I saw it like this one. You can sign. I mean, huge trees are growing over that one.
Correct.
There were 300 trees growing over this one. You can just imagine 300 trees growing over this. It was looking like a huge mound. And now, as an archaeologist, you have to use your third eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so this is a. I mean, this was the how I went and saw this one.
Just a minute. 1 minute.
I
Please.
no
Yeah.
problem. No.
Yes.
Yes. This is again another portion of it. Here a man stands. A man is standing here. I mean, again, it is another file photograph of the same place.
Mm.
Huge. This was, when it was just growing up. But here photograph, when it was, when it has grown up trees were there, huge trees.
Mm.
So for the excavation, first of all, for excavation, we have to cut down the trees.
Trees.
And for cutting down also, you have to take the permission, not of the forest department, but of the tree itself. Namosto vrikshantu. You had to seek the pardon of the tree. First of all, you had to pay respect to him. Namasto vriksho chamandu. Please forgive me. And then also you had to seek the permission of the birds who would be having their own nest in that buildings on the trees. And then tell them you have to please kindly migrate from this tree to some other habitable tree. Anyartha vasam parikalpayandu. Anyartha vasam parikalpayandu. Please migrate to some other habitable tree. And also you have to take the permission of those insects again who would be having their homes. Then only you can cut down a tree.
So much cultured. Like you have to follow all that culture and with deep respect to traditions also.
Exactly, exactly. You have to seek their blessings, you have to seek their chama, apology, and then you have to slowly approach and also request those birds also. So that was our tradition, a very highly evolved Upanishadic
Correct.
tradition was it.
And that is the great culture of India. Like even the trees are respected.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Even the trees are respected. They have a life, they have an atma also of its own. So you respect those things also. That was a kind of, the meaning behind the nature worship. Next, please. Then this is again another file photograph of the place. And this had, I mean, many years before people had seen it like this one. It is a photograph of 1850s.
Yeah.
Next, please.
And you can see on the top
Here,
there is a small, like even in the top you can see that there is a thumb coming out, which looks
yes,
like a man-made structure.
yes, it was. It was a mad structure. It was just after this one. I mean, this the domical portion fell down.
Yeah.
Then it was just lying. I mean, like a waste. These things.
Yeah.
Next, please. Here you can see two. This is an Englishman, and this is one of his attendants. So they are standing at on the top of it.
This picture is 1800s, somewhere like that.
Yes, it is. It is 1800. It is almost 60, 1860, 65. Next, please. So again, another file photograph. So before cutting down the tree, also you had to study. I mean, the topography of the entire thing, the mount. Next, please. And now we started doing the excavation. You can see that we have got our own this one. These are certain markers for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see how large and big these trees has become.
Yeah. So do you use a proper survey mechanism? Because these threads, I can see some
We
surveys have been done.
total station survey we do everywhere. Total station survey. And this is, you can see, I mean, this is directly in parallel. This is directly in parallel. It is directly. And similarly here also. So all this, I mean, earlier we were using theodolite. At that time, we were not that, this one. And now it is only total station survey.
Mm.
And here you can see, while excavating, we have got a niche here.
Mm.
Here there is a terrace, one terrace. There is another terrace here. There
Yes.
is a third terrace here, and you similarly you will be having 6 terraces, and then a huge domical part also.
Right.
So this is one niche. So the moment you get a niche, you should understand that this might have once upon a time. This might have had a small Buddhist sculpture also on this one. And similarly here also you are getting it. But now that is lost. This one is lost. This one is lost. Similarly here also you have a niche. Here also you have a niche. But all those sculptures are now lost. So can we go into the next slide?
Yes, please.
Just see now. I'm standing here, and we have our fellow archaeologists. So you can see the terrace portion here. One niche here. It is slightly better than the earlier one because that was at an initial stage. Here also you can see a niche. This is the first terrace and this is the second terrace. So similarly, there will be 6 terraces going like this. So yes, we are discussing about, I mean, what are we going to get? Because you have to have so many theories. Then only we would be able to take out things. Next, please.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
The, the vision that you had is
Yes.
phenomenal. Like, just to ask you a question, that how did you settle at Vaishali? Was it due to the references from the Shastra, or it
Yes.
was okay?
At Vaishali, we had many things. One was Fahyan and Huang was there.
Hmm.
And then Buddha at the this one, Mahaparinirvana Sutta, this one Sutta was there. That is Buddhist scriptures. So we have to in which It is described, I mean, all the places which was on the way to Lord Buddha, and especially on his last journey, that has been described. So initial or the basic material would be that one. And then the additional material would be Fahian, Huangsang and other things. And in the same thing that the Mahaparinirvana Sutta, this place, Kesariya is also described. So now we are further excavating the whole place. So you have one terrace, second terrace, third terrace, fourth terrace, and now you have to have two more terraces on the upper side. And we had to, and by that time you have to remove all these trees also, all these trees also.
And the temple is there, which is down. That is a Buddha temple.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is actually because this place was not occupied by anybody. So somebody made and they came and made a small Shiva temple.
Mm.
So I discussed with these people. I can at my own cost, I can transplant this temple from this place to some other place where there is no controversy at all. Because this is a Buddhist land and we should not have an unnecessary this one. Another a temple of another denomination, which if even if it is not creating a problem now, it may create a problem at a later time. I had a discussion and they had agreed it also. But sometimes, your this one posting is there only for 3 years, sometimes or sometimes for 4 years.
Hmm.
You have a lot of work to do, and in the
Correct.
between, I cannot complete this thing. It is
Yeah.
still there, still there. Next, please.
So the in throughout India, the wherever Shiva temple is there, next to it is always near is Vishnu temple. It is always said that Shiva is the protector of the dham of Vishnu.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, correct,
Yes,
correct.
like that.
And both of them are, I mean, if you, there is no difference between Shiva and Vishnu. It's only for ordinary mortals like us. The
Yes,
difference is.
correct.
Otherwise, it's Shivaya Vishnu Namaya Shiva
There is no
Nama.
controversy at the top.
No, no, there is no controversy. Whichever God, whether it is Jesus Christ, whether it is Allah, whether it is Shiva, whether it is Vishnu, whether it is Buddha, Shintoism, anything, anything, everything is at the top. It is one and the same thing.
Yeah.
So you just see now we have almost cleared the entire thing. Only the back lines you can see. That is our survey. This one. Next, please. So again, our people are working, and you can again see first terrace, second terrace, third terrace. This is only for our own convenience. We have kept it, and after clearing, excavating all these things, we will be removing this thing also. It has no importance at all. It's only for enabling us to move here and there. We are just keeping it, and as our markers also,
Correct.
from which we'll be taking the measurements.
Yes.
Suppose if I have a Buddhist sculpture here, so I had to take the measurement. How far is it from here to this place, and how far is it from this one to this place? So it is just as a marker we use it. Next, please. So you are going to make some more very important discoveries.
Is the
Just see.
lion there?
Yes, this is a lion, and here you can see Buddha. He is in Padmasana. So this is one leg, and there will be one more leg here.
Hmm.
And the rest of the portion, I mean, over that, I mean, the whole soil has fallen down. And now what we are going to do is, we are going to remove this one also, and I will be filling up this thing also.
Mhm.
And I'll be removing these things.
Were lions very common in that area at that time?
Yes, I mean, it was not common in our area, but it was common in Rajasthan. It was well known in some other areas also, but not in this area. because we were not having that kind of. But in some parts of the UP it was there, UP, Bihar, and other places. So now we are going to remove this one also. Yes, please.
L-
Just see.
Look at that.
That
Amazing.
is Asera.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. And earlier you had only one line, and now,
Yes. Now it's
just
two.
yeah.
And
Now you have.
I can see that black and white stick moving to the left.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So this is there, and this is there, and there was a sculpture here also.
Mm.
And just before this one, there was a sculpture here also, but it was made of this one lime and surki,
Uh,
so it is completely damaged, but we would be strengthening it.
mm.
Next, please. This is, I joined them, so it was not very well joined. Next, please. So now you can see we have removed the box also. You can see one, two, three, four, five, six. See, these are the six terraces, and then you have the domical portion.
Right.
Domical portion had fallen down.
And where is that Buddha statue here?
Buddha statue is, I mean, that is, I mean, this one. One is in this one, another one is in this one. But now, because we have taken the photograph from another place, so it is not very visible. And you have it here also. You have the other part here also. Next, please.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh my gosh. Like, I mean,
See,
you need to have a vision and patience for doing this.
one has to have patience. It's a work of patience. It's a work of
It's like cooking some food.
yes,
Slowly,
yes,
slowly, slowly, every single taste bud comes out.
yes, 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 yes. And those sculptures are very fragile. Now, what I have done is, because I mean, once you expose them to elements, then that would disintegrate. I mean, very quickly. So what I did is I concealed them, I covered them with the same mud, and then made the replicas of the same thing. And that have been for public. It has been exhibited like this. So you can see this was one terrace, this was another terrace, third terrace, fourth terrace, fifth terrace, and then sixth one. Next, please.
Amazing.
This is the top portion.
Yeah. But why the head of the Buddha is missing here? Each of them.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. The head is missing because because of the fall of the whole thing. It fell on Buddha's this one, or it could be vandalism also, because when the attackers came, they might have destroyed it.
Mm.
But if they had destroyed it, it was not only the head, they should have destroyed the other portion also, hands, because mostly hands or the facial portion, that is in the initial stage, that is affected when the vandalism comes.
Correct.
But what I think is most probably when this domical portion fell down,
Mm.
that affected the head portion.
Right.
All these things. All these things. Next, please. Just see how we are conserving it now.
Wow. Beautiful. On all sides.
On all sides. No, and now so far I have been able to excavate only half.
Mm.
I completed the half excavation in 2002, and then I was transferred, and it was not, the work was not taken up afterwards. Next, please.
Did you
The con-
restore it or this is just the original one right now?
No, no, no. This is a restoration. Restorations.
Yeah,
because
because the edges are sharp now, so that's why.
yeah, no, you said sharp because you have to restore it.
Correct.
Otherwise, that would be again falling down.
So the brick construction was a very old phenomena. It's not just new. Like
Yes, yes.
sometimes it has been told that bricks were introduced by the West, but it is not so.
No, no, even in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, you have got bricks.
Mm, right.
In Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, that is 2500 BC.
Mm,
That means almost 4500 BC from
right.
today.
Right.
We have bricks, very good bricks. And the measurement of the brick is 50 centimeter.
Right. Same like today.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Today's brick measurement is different because now because we have different kind of that. This one is there, oven is there, so we can have a different type of.
No, but in the US you get 50 centimeter. That's a standard.
Oh, good, very good, very good, very
So
good.
it's not something new. It's
Wow, 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 very good.
I do a lot of construction. I have some experience, so I
Ah,
know.
wow, 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 wow. Wonderful. Very good. Now, I mean, all these trees, what you see, it is, I mean, the rest of the half. What I'm showing is only the front portion now. The rest of the portion is still, even now, it is lying there like that only. Next, please.
Look at that.
Just,
Look at
yes,
that.
yes.
I mean, in that time also you have these panoramic cameras. Like it must be the reel or something.
It was in 2003, I
We had
got
good
it done.
cameras at that time. Yeah, digital
Yes.
cameras were there.
Yeah, yeah. So I got, after my departure, I got it done because I left the place in 2001.
Mhm.
Might have been panoramic camera there, but I mean, in a government department getting that kind of panoramic camera
Mhm.
was somewhat difficult. So here also you can see that the same sculptures, in all these places.
Yes.
So at that time, what you just see what a panoramic view it might have had on the visitors, and especially on the devotees.
My
They
gosh.
could not go on top of it. They could stand from here, and from here they can view hundreds of Buddhas looking
Right.
down upon them, looking down upon them.
Right.
So this might have been presented a panoramic view all around, all circular.
I heard that this site is now funded by the Japanese. Is it right?
And no, no, no. I mean, no. But Archaeological Survey of India's work is not funded by this one, Japanese fund.
Hmm.
There was a Japanese overseas funding, which was given mainly to tourism for the construction of the roads and infrastructure facilities. Only in Ajanta they had given for the conservation work.
Okay.
Ajanta and Ellora, but not in these places. But in these places also for the roads they had given that Japanese overseas this one funding.
Yeah, at this time, we have many viewers. I would like to announce if anyone would like to join with Sattology in preserving these ancient sites, then please let us know.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, go ahead, Doctor.
So you just compare this photograph with the earlier photograph.
Yeah, it's like
How you
mind.
see
Look at that.
the
It, this. Yeah,
even before this, with many trees growing over that
yeah.
one.
Look at that. Yes, this one.
Yes, yes, yes,
And then you come to this,
yes,
and then you have captured also
yes.
four.
Now we have you saw it like this one. We started working like this one, and then it reached this stage, and this is the stage.
A
Final.
lot needs to be done in India to preserve the ancient sites. A lot needs to be done. I mean, everywhere. One thing beauty about India is that, like you said, that how carefully and with the tradition you restored this.
Really,
You took
really.
permission from the trees and took their permission even from the insects which are living there. That's how
Yes, yes.
respect. That's much respect you showed to them, and then from there, I mean, what has come out is simply amazing.
Next,
No
please.
words for this.
Thank you. Again, just to show you how it was looking earlier and what we have made out of it. And before the this one, it was in 1934 in a huge earthquake. The domical portion, which is not now here, that had fallen down. But there was an old photograph of that one. So I just made a computer simulation of that one by keeping it over this one, just to know how this might have looked at that time. And now we are going to that picture.
Look at that. And this
So
was done through a helicopter or a satellite.
this is from a satellite. This one. So this is the portion which I have excavated, and this portion is even now there.
So even in 2003, you had a good resolution of Indian satellites.
Yes, 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 yes.
So ISRO helped you with that?
No, it is there in even in this one also. You can get it from YouTube also.
Hmm.
It's now widely available.
Hmm.
Widely available. But my proposal was, I mean, to many people, because if you, I mean, bring tourists to this place
Hmm.
and allow them to join the archaeological excavation,
Hmm.
there will be thousands of people from Japan, from Singapore, from Southeast Asian countries, from people from Buddhist countries, who would be ready to join and who would be ready to spend near about 1 month, 2 months at this place. This way you can have a kind of experiential tourism.
Correct.
Otherwise, what happens is, they would come here for 4 5 or for a week, and then they will go away. But when they come for the excavation work, they will be spending here at least for 1 month. Give them a certificate that he so and so participated in this excavation at Caesarea, or in the excavation at this one Ajanta, Ellora, or at some place in Bodh Gaya. And that would be a fantastic experience. You have
Fantastic
everything there.
experience. Exactly.
Have everything. You have ideas and introduce the idea.
Right.
Get people. That should be, because but you don't have any takers for all these things.
Yeah.
In Italy, they are conducting so many courses like this one.
Right.
In
And
Greece,
this
they
is,
are conducting so many courses like this one.
and I think many of the Greek history is still man-made, but this is something which is really, really like ancient, way more ancient than any of their civilizations.
That is, just look at it. I mean, you have, and another proposal of this one, all this land, I mean, there should be 100 acres of land that should be acquired by the government of India. And then, like as I told you, that I mean, at Vaishali, at, at least there should be 100 acres of land all around it, so that nothing should be in the background of all these monuments. Develop it with all kinds of, I mean, tourist facilities and other things at a respectable distance from this place. Give people to feel, to stay there, go there, have this one yoga classes every day all around this one, this one, Kesariya Stupa. Have a kind of, this one, I mean, yoga classes, and then you have got this one, other ancient traditional method of agriculture. So all this can herbal, this one culture, all this can be very, very effectively done.
So this stupa was circular in nature, and
It
all
is
sides there.
also perfect circular. And this was this stupa which inspired the great Barabadur stupa.
Hmm. Look at that.
Yo,
Look at the site, and the temple is still there, which is
yes,
you saw in the
yes,
first time.
yes, yes.
And the other side is not excavated, which has the same things.
Yes, yes. It is gradually emerging out of the mount.
Yeah, it is nothing there, but the mount now we can see something. The whole structure is there,
Yes, yes.
and many of these stupas resemble Sri Yantra also.
Yes, it is actually Sri Yandra. Actually, it's a kind of, I mean, all these things are, I mean, Sri Yandra. because that it operates on that very principle only.
So it's like the Vastu perfect in many ways because Sri
Ah,
Lanka is the epitome of Vastu.
yes, it is mandala. It is
Yeah,
mandala.
it's a mandala.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
make it out from the mandala because if
Yes,
you see the, from the top, they can
yes,
see all the layers also.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
This is this one photograph which because there was a photograph which was there. I mean before falling down this one. So I just kept it. I mean a computer simulated this one. How
Mm.
this might have looked at that time.
Right. And there was, you can see the image of Buddha sitting on the top.
Yes, 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 yes.
Slight image of Buddha, hands
Yeah.
coming down and face visible. Maybe my vision is like that, but viewers can see that the shoulders coming down. It would us there. Anyway, anyway.
So this is about Kesaria Stupa. Now we are going to see another very big university, Nalanda University. We have seen.
Hmm.
After Nalanda, there was one more university, and that was the Great Vikramshila University.
Correct.
And Vikramshila University, right from 9th century onwards up to 11th century, it remained. It was, of course, second to Nalanda University. But mainly, I mean, in Tantricism, they had specialized in Tantric Buddhism. And the whole university was again by Bhaktiar Khilji, it was destroyed. And when the early explorers went to the site, they saw the site like this.
Just a hypothetical questions. So, you may refuse to
Yeah.
answer it,
Yeah.
but why these people destroyed such places of education? What was the reason for that?
They, I mean, there are, because, earlier, I mean, they mistook it for some kind of this one, palace area. They
Hmm.
did not understand. They did not understand that this was this one, I mean, a huge educational institution where
Correct.
people are not armed, where people are not armed.
Yes.
They thought that this is a kind of some palace area. And in even about the destruction of Nalanda also it says that they killed thousands of monks,
Hmm.
and then when they went inside, they understood that it was a madrasa,
Um,
a kind of patshala.
um,
And mostly this was also a center for I mean this one, I mean where the gold and other this one silver and other many materials were hoarded. So that was also another reason for this one. But the main importance, the most important, this one, religious fanaticism. Religious fanaticism.
yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot explain this all these things.
Correct.
And you cannot justify it also.
Destroying somebody else's identity doesn't build your own. It's very
Yeah.
common.
Yes. Yes.
It
So
just
the
destroys your own even further.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the law of karma.
Yeah. Is a law of karma. So it was B.P. Sinha who had excavated it for the first time. He was the professor of Patna University. He went, he saw the site and he identified the site. So when he excavated it, when he excavated, this is a sculpture of Lord Buddha. So you can see the lower portion
Yes.
in Padmasana,
Yes.
and the torso would be here,
Yes.
but that has fallen down. But this was, I mean, directly it was destroyed. It's a completely destroyed university, not like that of Kesaria.
Mm.
In Caesarea, it doesn't appear to be a vandalism, but here it was a vandalism. The whole thing was destroyed. So there will be one here, one on the other side, then third will be, and then fourth will be. There will be four Buddhist statues like this one.
Right. On four sides.
Yeah, on
Four
four
directions.
sides. So again, it was excavated. That mound was excavated. Just think of that mound. So it is sculpted, stupa, just like that. It started coming out.
And this is a very old picture. This one is 1800s
These are
or so.
no, no. These are actually from 1075.
And who did the British government funded it
No, no, no. It was, I mean, during the period of, I mean, 1095 means Indian government only.
in
There
government?
was a Vikramshila project was there. Bhagodja Azad was the chief minister at that time in Bihar. So he had taken a lot of interest in this one for the conservation of it. So this is the central Chaitya or the central temple. But on all the four sides, there were huge this one rooms were there on
Hmm.
all the four sides. And the outer periphery of that one will be sometimes it would be circular
Hmm.
and sometimes it would be rectangular. The central stupa would be in the center of this portion,
Right.
and all around there will be rooms like this one.
Yeah.
It is like a fort, just like a fort.
Fort. And the same structure has been carried in Greek and Roman also. I've traveled extensively in Europe
Yeah.
and I've seen their ancient sites, similar, very similar.
Yes. 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 The quadrangular method of construction that was the response all over the world. I mean, for a very good construction, I mean, you have that quadrangular method of construction. So this is also for the first time we find this kind of quadrangular method developing in India also. Otherwise, if you see Nalanda, it was not a rectangular one. It was not a quadrangular one. It was a linear one. On the one side you had temples, on the other side you have got monastery.
Yes.
But this was not like that one. Here it was, and the central is there is a stupa, and all around on all the four sides there will be structures.
Right.
Next, please. Now
Mind.
you can see, yeah,
This is amazing.
this. Then it is taking a turn, and that's temple would be that structure would be in somewhere here.
Hmm.
It was a huge 330 meters on side, 330 meters on the other. It was a
Again a
huge.
square. Square, again
Yeah.
a square.
Yes, yes, yes. These
Because
are the 4 meter into 4 meter, and these are the veranda portion.
so I read in Vastu book somewhere that the square means spiritual structure.
Yeah,
And square means spiritual structure. So this is a means the energy will be contained in the center of the square.
yes, yeah. That's center is that where you have a stupa
So
or a chaitya.
that, look
So
at that.
this again another portion of that is central chaitya, and all around we are excavating. This is the pathway leading to that one. Next, please.
Again, we can see the cartographer or the surveyor is
Yeah,
making geometric designs just to make sure. So the entire structure would have been highly scientific, proper
e-
construction.
everything, everything.
And how do you say this date of this university will be?
It
BC,
is from
before BC?
no, no, no. It is from AD only, from 9th century onwards. It
9th
was built
century.
by the Pala rulers.
Yes.
Dharampala, he was, I mean, the most important, and not only here, even in this place also. In Bangladesh also, he built a university exactly on a similar line. He built this university. Next, please. Just look at it now. I told you about this is the central stupa.
Amazing. Yes.
And now what I have done, my trademark is that, you give a
Yes, you build a beautiful around it. You make it beautiful around it. I know that.
so one thing is beauty, and the second thing is in the dust particle from all around. That will not again fall on the structures. So the life of the structures will be very long.
We need more people like you in USA because in USA also we have very ancient structures. South America also. Maybe you
Uh,
can lead a department. I would like to take you to because Native American history is
yeah.
is, is mind blowing.
Wow. So here you have got a bastion type. This is a bastion,
Yeah.
and then all around, you have rooms, here rooms. All of them are, I mean, 12 feet into 12 feet, all the rooms. And then there is a veranda in the
Mm.
middle. Just look at it. Compare it with this one.
Look at that. I mean, is it from this? It came this.
Yes.
Oh.
And now uh, the conservation things, I have started.
So they have holes there to so the water can come out. Is that right? Or it is just a design?
Which one? No,
There are
these
small
are,
holes. Yeah.
yeah, these are all, things were available at various corners. So we have replicated it now.
Hmm.
Because it should give a kind of this one to the people.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, how this was looking at that time.
There are so many sites across USA, West Virginia, Virginia, and the
Yeah.
cities have been made in USA. The cities have been made,
Hmm.
and I think it's a design way away from these ancient centers. So they have still preserved it, but no one has excavated it
Oh,
because they are scared of losing their identity because European settlers came much later
yeah.
and
That
they
is
gave
all.
citizenship to Native Americans. Can you believe that?
Yes.
I mean, the people coming, it's like somebody coming from outside to India and giving citizenship to Indians. Now you are an
Yes.
American. It's
Say,
like that. That happened here.
yes. And I wanted to join all these things as I had done in Bateshwar, join them together, reuse them, and re-erect them. That is what I wanted to do, but I could not complete it because of the time constraints were there.
So just one question I have. When they used to put these stones together,
Yeah,
what was the like today we use cement. What were they
yeah.
using that time?
No, they used only a single stone.
Uh,
They had other material was only lime and surki.
so
So
lime
between
and
this,
surki binds things together?
oh yes, that binds very well.
Very well. Okay.
In cement, cement the life is only 75 years.
Hmm.
Lime and surki, that is, I mean, 500 years.
Wow.
Yeah. That is very good material. Very good material. But you have to use so many things. You had to use urad ki dal, you had to use glues, you had to use batasha, you had to use so many things, ingredients in that one.
Right.
Next, please. See, now you are getting
Yeah.
a staircase also.
Staircase. And I can see the black and white stick over there, which I think
Yes,
use it for measurement.
yeah.
Puts into
And
perspective. It's in the center of the street now, center of the stairs.
you are getting a road also here. Can you just see?
Correct. Yeah, brick road,
Brick on edge road.
brick on edge road. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And this kind of brick on edge we had seen in Vaishali also.
Right. This looks
So
like clear destruction because it cannot
yes,
be.
it was destruction. It was destruction, no doubt.
You can see above these big stairs, you can see small stairs also coming down on the right
Yes.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Now just see.
Drawing. And I can see the same stick over there. So put into perspective,
Yeah.
same place.
Our
Place
measurement,
and
yeah,
there's a place.
that is our measurement yard, sticks,
Yeah.
and this is going towards this one. It was, I mean, perfectly, it was in alignment.
Aligned. It's a linear arrangement and it's very
Yes,
means there will be some architects and civil engineers who planned
yes,
this.
yes.
Mind blowing.
Just look at it now.
Look at totally different now. Yes. It is said that you can destroy a structure, but you cannot destroy the brain behind it.
Yes.
And now people can know what happened over there.
Yes. Just look at the roads, look at this entrance gateway. You had seen it at a very small, this one,
Yeah.
and also the structure now.
And so many villagers you had employed also that
Yes,
time.
number of villagers. They were all passionately attached with the site also.
Many would have worked just out of love because
Yeah.
sometimes the villagers have bigger hearts than the city guys.
Yes, 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 yes.
They're more simple.
Yeah, very simple, very simple.
Look at that. What you,
Ah.
this is your signature right here.
Yes, my signature, my
That's
signature.
your signature. The green. Now I know whenever I see a recovered site in India and it has this kind of thing, it is your signature on it.
See. So now we have got a number of votive stupas also,
Right.
because if there are some relics in this one, then there will be a number of votive stupas also all around. So for all the people, those who wanted to have some of their desires fulfilled, they will be making a structure like this one.
Yeah, small, small, like a memorial.
Memorial.
Like a,
And these are that small, this one, not small, that monasteries, monastery running all around. I'll show you a better picture.
and these are not grave sites because the graves culture was not there in India.
Not at all, not at all, not at all.
It's a
So,
complete Yantra.
yeah, yeah, it is a complete yanta. So, this is that structure whose photographs you had seen, and the monastery was like this one all around. So, sometimes you will be having that circular, this one, then rectangular, circular, rectangular. It was a completely fortified one.
Was it a
This
Jain site? This was a Jain site?
No, it was not. It is a Buddhist site. It's a
Okay,
Buddhist site.
Buddhist site. When Dalai Lama had come to San Diego, I met him. I asked
Ah,
him one question
ah,
that what do you think of Hinduism?
that's right.
Then he bowed down in front of me and he said, Hindus are my fathers. That's what he said.
Yes, really, really, really. Everything has. I
And
mean,
he said one more thing, Hinduism, Buddhism, these are all cousin faiths. They're
yes.
related.
Originally, this everything is from Sanatana Dharma from
Sanatan
Buddha.
Dharma, correct.
Yes, yes, yes. So you have seen that it is an imaginary reconstruction.
Right.
You have the road, and you enter into this one, and this is one Buddha statue, another Buddha statue, third statue, fourth Buddha statue, and this might have looked at that time like this.
Amazing. Simply amazing. And 330 meters by 330 meters.
Yes, yes, 330 by 330.
You know, the 330 33 is a very unique calculation.
Mm-hmm. Acha.
33
Oh,
koti, 33 koti devata
acha, acha, acha. Oh, great. Wow.
times
Wow.
10.
Same style. Acha. Oh, good. Very good. And there are 210 rooms.
Again
210.
a Vedic calculation, 210. Main devata.
Acha.
Rest are additional.
I see. Oh, so that is a new knowledge for me. 330 and 220. And there are 12, this one, underground cells, underground rooms.
Yeah, 12.
Okay.
Dwadash Aditya.
Acha. Oh, acha.
Because
Where
there
one
are
can
12,
go.
12 bodhisattvas. There are 12 bodhisattvas in Buddhism. That is
Acha.
built on Dwadash Aditya.
Acha. Oh.
And their topmost is Avitakaleshwar.
Hmm.
Avitakaleshwar is none but they consider Krishna as their Buddha or the Bodhisattva, but the topmost.
See. See.
So that is Avitakaleshwara. There is a Lhasa, the temple is Avitakaleshwara,
Aha.
which came
Sure.
from Vrindavan.
Acha. Oh.
Yeah.
So this way, this 330 to 10 and 12
12,
underground cells.
correct.
So these are, I mean, again, just to show you, these are the circular, this one, and then a rectangular, then circular. So it goes all around this one.
Yeah.
And this is the main stupa.
And the direction wise is also perfect because based on this picture, sorry,
Yeah.
this one, it is a morning picture because the morning dew is still there
Mhm, yeah.
and the sun is on the left, coming from the
Yeah.
left. So it's
This is
a,
entered from north side.
yeah, this one is facing uh, west. The picture is facing west. The camera is on the, somebody is pointing in the west.
Mhm. So just to show how the excavation was working earlier
Yes.
and how we had discovered a great university.
Yeah. And was there the steps over there on the corner of that picture, top corner? Is this is like some kind of water body?
Not water body. It has something else. I'm also not very clear. Not very clear, but not water body.
What a
This was
wonderful.
a guest house.
Mhm.
There was a reference about a Tibetan guest house because it was mostly supported by Dalai Lamas, I mean, people from Tibet,
Mhm.
and they wanted to have the teachers from this place. So, in order to entice the teachers, they had come with gold bars,
Mm.
and but the teachers, they did not look at the gold bar. They did not show evince any kind of interest in that one.
Mm.
And these people who were dismayed also, but then they saw that these people are very earnest. They wanted to take them at any cost. And then the great teacher Atisha,
Mm.
he went away from here, and he introduced Buddhism, the Dalai Lama, the whole concept of the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
And at the in the evening at 7:30, 6:30, they used to close the university.
Yeah.
Then, if anybody comes, they used to stay only in this guest house. So this is not a Tibetan guest house. So I had seen it earlier like that one. Now I have conserved it and kept it like this.
Beautiful. And generally they would make the bed. I can see. Is that a bed? Those two small pillars are there.
Uh, which one? This is the entrance,
Entrance.
and pillars would be here, here. Two pillars are here. Some we have lost it. In these are also pillars.
Mm. Look at that.
So you have again the whole university's entrance is from northern side, and I have made a garden also beautiful. Not only this garden, but now a herbal garden also with all the Buddhist this one trees mentioned in Buddhist scriptures.
Mm. Beautiful.
Next, please. Many sculptures we got it from there. There were two important excavators. One was Dr. B.P. Sinha and then Dr. B.S. Verma. He was from Archaeological Survey of India, and it was the all the later version. It was done by him, Dr. B.S. Verma. So these were the great archaeologists. My contribution in this one is only the conservation part. But in the earlier one, Kesariya Stupa, the whole Kesariya Stupa, I had excavated.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
this Vikram, yeah, and you had seen it again like this one, and now the excavators have made it like this one. It is an imaginary reconstruction.
No,
So
it's
that we come to the end of the talk.
yeah, this is beautiful. I think I myself love history, and what you're showing is simply amazing. And I think we would like to work with you more on this. You're putting signatures everywhere. Not only you restore it with all your heart, but you also put a signature, which makes it even more powerful for more people to come. So one last question I have is
Yes.
when you were excavating these stupas, was there any opposition you faced from locals anywhere?
No, 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 no. Kesariya Stupa only I excavated. There was some problem in Vaishali.
Uh-huh.
In Vaishali, there was some problem, but then I took some stern action, and then I got the police support. Then everything was, I mean, fine. Uh, Otherwise, we had complete support because we are employing people.
Right.
You are giving them, I mean, for the poor laborers, you are giving a job.
Correct.
This is their livelihood.
Yeah. Simply
So
amazing. Yeah.
they all supported us.
So viewers are loving it, and I've got so many thumbs up on this one on my side screens. So thank you all for watching, and Padmashree K K Muhammed ji, thank you so much for sharing. It's a great wealth of knowledge. and experience for all of us. I think you took us back couple of 100 years, 1,000 years, and to show us this. So thank you, viewers, for watching this, and keep watching. We'll come back with Shri K K Muhammed ji with some another restoration work. And meanwhile, if you want to get involved in this as restoration, please write to me, and I'll be happy to facilitate that. Thank you and namaskar.
Namaskar.